So we do everything. We review cigars, and we review like food tips and how to cook the best tri-tip and how to dry brine properly and how to cook mahi-mahi on a Himalayan salt block.
Salt block, right. No, so the cooking videos probably get as many, if not more, views than most of the other stuff we do. Yeah, it's
musician videos.
Amazing how many people are online looking for cooking stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I do it.
For those that's the cook, actually.
Yeah, for people who actually cook, right? It's a minority.
It's Kevin Martin from Candlebox. I'm Jave. He's Andy from Two Dudes Reviews. Kevin, you're looking good, man. Now, you mentioned you're in Los Angeles. Is that just for recording? Do you still reside up in Washington, or?
No, man, I'm living down here. I've been down here since '98.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, hence the golden brown tan.
That's cool, man. So I know you just had a song released, about a month ago, new track?
Oh, no, that's not new. That was I had put that up on That's Pull Away. That was the B-side of the You single back in 1993.
Oh, my God.
Wow, okay.
I submitted it to Spotify 4 years ago.
Okay.
It just popped up. So, no, I just finished recording the new record yesterday, and then I do vocals starting next week on it. So that'll come out in February of next year. So, yeah, I just wrapped that up. But, I mean, I'm getting to that age where I'm not sure if I still want to do this for the rest of my life, sort of thing, because, it's getting older and it's not the same as it used to be. You know that.
Yeah.
It's a lot different, so.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on all the success, man. I mean, it's saying something to have the type of longevity and career that you've had over the years, Kevin. I mean, MTV kind of started everything and the whole grunge revolution, but you've just kept on trucking and, continuing to, release good stuff, and you guys are always impressive live.
Oh, thanks, man. Well, I think that first record was, shocking, I think, not only to the band and the label, but, the industry in general. I don't think any of us expected it to be, something that 25, 26, 27 years later would still be around. And thank God we have fans that still care, and it's been really interesting this past year of playing that album in its entirety during the show. We start out with 5 songs from the debut album, and then we go into 5 other records, so the 6 records total, and then finish out, the last 6 songs of that record from 1993, and it's been a lot of fun to actually play those songs, again, that we hadn't played for a while, like Mother's Dream and No Sense and He Calls Home. So, but luckily people want to listen to it, and hopefully this new record is kind of the same thing for us. It's not in any way, shape, or form a throwback to anything. As we've done over the years, we've constantly pushed the envelope of what we create. And we've got 12 songs to this new record that, I joke that I should call the record Inspiration and Aspirations, because, it's everything that's inspired me in my 50 years of being on this planet listening to music.
So tell me some of those things. I mean, what is inspiring you today and, helping craft the sound of this record?
Yeah, right now it's, a lot of what's inspiring me is change. Trying to pay attention to what this planet is telling us. That's inspiring, and getting involved and making switches in the way I live my life, the things that I eat, what I put in my mouth, trying to cut back on plastics and stuff like that is inspiring. It's hard to do. It's not an easy thing. And, we're so used to grabbing a tube of toothpaste and then throwing it away when it's done, and realizing that that's, globally made a huge impact on not only the world, but wildlife and animals. So that's something that's inspiring me. A lot of great bands around right now that are inspiring me, that are young and cool, and and I'm happy there's like bands like the Nixons that have gotten back together. I've rekindled my relationship with Zach over the past 2 years, and
that song is good, man.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's different. Sounds different. Yeah.
He's a hit songwriter in Nashville, so I think it took being in the Nixons and learning that the industry chews you up and spits you out. You go off and you start writing for other people, and they forget that maybe you were in a band in the 90s that people didn't maybe necessarily like so much, but they want you as a songwriter, and he's a great songwriter. So, he's inspiring. And my son inspires me every single day. He's 11 years old, and he's constantly freaking me out with the things that come out of his mouth. And, my wife and her business and, everything, I kind of draw from what and I've always done this, what's affecting me in my life. And, some of these new bands that I've been listening to, that are, just groundbreaking in my opinion, like the War on Drugs and the National and things like that. And, and I really don't listen to any kind of real rock and roll per se anymore. I just find it kind of boring.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's your genre. So is this
exactly.
new record either an attempt to make it less boring, or what is the new record? Are we going to hear the same sort of thing that we heard?
I think you have to meet an expectation of the fans in a way.
Yeah,
right?
You do to a degree, but I guess that's my question. A lot of bands, we're talking about bands like Bring Me the Horizon, who have gone a little more pop in their musical style, right? To maybe broaden that audience, because rock maybe not as big as it used to be. Do you find that you're changing a little bit to appeal to a bigger audience?
No, I'm not really trying to appeal to anybody anymore. I think I stopped kind of doing that really after the Into the Sun record, where I kind of thought signing to a new label like Silent Majority, and they had money behind them, that we were going to have an opportunity to sell some records and kind of maybe reignite the band's career. I stopped doing that. Now I write what I want to write, I play what I want to play, and I sing about what I want to sing about. And I've kind of stopped concerning myself with whether there's somebody in the Midwest that doesn't agree with my opinion on politics. You can choose to listen to my records or not. It's entirely up to you. I make music that I want to make. This record is, like I said, Inspirations and Aspirations. So it's really, it's running the gamut of everything that's inspired me over the, honestly, the 50 years that I've been listening to music. There's a song on here that we spent an entire day working on called Riptide, which I'm absolutely in love with this song, and it's just kind of an extension of what this business did, not only to me and my career, but a lot of my friends in this industry, where we kind of had a brief moment and then got caught in this riptide that just drug us out to sea. And I haven't spent an entire day on a song in honestly 20 years. I can't tell you the last time I spent an entire day on a song in the studio. So, that's kind of where I'm coming from. It's what I want to do. And luckily I've got fans that are willing to, to help fund this record, because we had to run a campaign. We're independent now, entirely independent. We have a licensing deal with a company called Pavement that kind of is 50-50 with us. They cover certain bills, and there's other bills they won't pay when it comes to the studio. That's entirely on me. So we started a campaign, and we've been able to raise some real dollars to cover the costs of this. And thank God, those fans are still willing to let me go this far. But again, I don't write the songs for them. I write them for myself.
That's dynamite. So the media landscape certainly changed when Candlebox came on the scene with the whole grunge thing, and now with the digital age, do you see that as a help or a hindrance to what you do? Have you been able to morph and to be able to make hay by changing your business design with streaming royalties and all that stuff?
Yeah, well, we've all kind of had to do that, haven't we? We were just talking about that earlier, you and I and Andy, about, finding sponsors for certain stuff. The digital world is where we all live. My main focus with Candlebox, the brand, is that the store and the web presence is mobile. Everything is accessible on the phone. If you want to look at our catalog, it is designed for the mobile phone. If you want to listen to the songs that we have on our web store or Spotify, whatever, they're designed to be mobile. My daily updates are all about that digital social networking that you've got to do. Do I miss the days of getting on a tour bus and no one being able to reach me? Absolutely. Those were the glorious days. But again, it's such a competitive market now, and it's so enormous that you have to play that game, and not all of us like to do it. I have those moments where I'm willing to, and then I have other moments where I tell my management I'm not doing that at all. I won't be bothered with it. But and I hope that the fans understand that. I'm just like, I'm not gonna be like Taylor Swift and let everybody into my world every single day. I'm not an artist that's selling 10 million records a release. I'm still a relatively quiet and private person, and I like that privacy a lot. But it's a game that we have to play, and I think I play it pretty good. not all the time, but sometimes I play it pretty good, and I appreciate that people will listen to me with my kind of bullshit rants.
Now, with a new record coming out, with a new album just recording, will you guys tour that?
Oh yeah, I even joked with the guys in the band. We'll start the set with Far Behind, and then we'll play nothing but the new record. So that the people get that song, and then whoever chooses to leave after that leaves after that. But I know what my bread and butter is. I know it's you, Far Behind, Change, Cover Me. I know that, and I'll never spit in that face of my career at all. I would never choose to do that, and would never expect an audience to allow me that much freedom, because I'm not a Bruce Springsteen or a Bob Dylan by any way, shape, or form as a musician. So I know that there's an audience that has given me this career, and I respect that very much. But yeah, we will tour on the new record, and I would say we're going to play at least 60 to 70% of it. Just because I love the songs that much, it's really interesting when you put yourself in a position to force yourself to be creative, and you use that right brain as an artist. It can be extremely exhausting and very and emotionally rewarding. At the same time, just because we love it doesn't mean it's good. So we'll have to see what happens when the record comes out.
Yeah. You and I have the commonality of having spent some time in San Antonio, Texas. When you're ready to hang it up, call it a day, do something else in life, looking at a place to land, are you looking just to continue to hang out in Los Angeles? Being a military kid, you've seen quite a bit of the world, yeah.
World, yeah. No, I think the main goal is Australia. My wife's Australian, yeah, and I love it there. We spend every Christmas there, about 3.5 weeks. It's my favorite place in the world, and when this gray kind of starts extending from here fully into the hair, I'll probably be on the beach in Australia surfing every single day.
All right.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Well, listen.
Save us a spot. Can I come visit?
You got it, man.
I hope you haven't lost your taste for barbecue. To pimp the event on Saturday night here in Reno, it's the Best in the West Nugget Rib Cook-Off.
Yes.
85,000 people cruising through the event over the span of a couple of days, 250,000 pounds of pork.
Yeah, they call this the Superbowl of cook-offs.
Oh, look.
Oh.
There we are.
You're back.
Sorry, yeah.
So this is like the Super Bowl of rib cook-offs. That's what this is. It's
digital delay world we live in.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. But the funny thing is, I've been reading about it a lot because I love barbecue's like my favorite thing. Ribs are in LA. It's hard to find a good rib joint. So when my agent was like, "Hey, you guys want to do this rib cook-off thing in Reno?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't care what they're paying us."
Pay us in ribs.
In ribs.
I like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Now,
one rib.
I know the last time we hung out over at that casino restaurant, we shared a very nice bottle of wine. Can't remember which one it was. But so I know you're a wine fan, but I've also noticed in the last couple of videos you've made the comment of your one whiskey in. Tell me about your whiskey palate. What's going on there? What are you enjoying?
Well, there's a lot out there. I have my go-to, which is Booker's, because I like that extra little 10% alcohol volume. It kind of reminds you that you're human. But there's this new one called Barrel, which I really like. The rye is always something that I kind of go to. Knob Creek is is my main go-to, that and Woodford Reserve, but I love Basil Hayden's. There's a lot of really great whiskeys out right now, and bourbons. I just was given for my birthday this year one of those kind of crazy expensive Japanese whiskeys.
Oh my God, love those.
We've had a couple of good ones.
It's so good, which is really interesting. So, yeah, whiskey. I have a glass of whiskey every single night. It's kind of my favorite thing to do.
Okay, well,
Cool.
I'm just trying to think of what whiskey we bring to the show,
To the event.
Yeah.
Have you had the Rogue Ocean Aged?
Yep, beautiful.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I just caught it on clearance a couple weeks ago.
What
It was
about
really
the
good.
Weller Special Reserve?
I have not had that.
Oh,
There you go.
I do have a bottle of the Weller. The Weller, it's the craziest thing. You can get a 1.75 in Texas for $32 a bottle. Out here, it's $99 a bottle for a $7.50, and it's almost impossible to find. It's the same family, the same group that makes Pappy Van Winkle. It's pretty much the same mash bill as Pappy Van Winkle, just not aged as much. You're going to love it. I'll bring some out with me.
Yeah, the guys from the band guys for my 50th this year got me a bottle of 20-year-old Pappy, which I was floored. I was like, I don't pay you guys enough to purchase me something like this. But and the funny thing is, I ran into Julian Van Winkle at the Chateau Marmont here not too long ago, and I was telling him about it. I didn't know who he was, and I ordered. They had like a 12-year-old there at the Chateau. He's like, "Oh, you like Pappy?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm actually my band guys bought me a bottle of the 20-year-old for my birthday." He said, "Don't open it." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He said, "Don't ever open it." And I said, "Okay." I said, "What do you know about it?" He said, "Well, I'm Julian." I was like, "What?" He gave me his card, and he's like, "That bottle in about 15 years, when you're a little bit older, is going to be worth $30,000. So don't even open it." So I told the guys at the end, I said, "Listen, I'll split it with you when we sell it in 15 years."
Yeah, I've got one bottle of 20 at my peak. I had a 23, a 20, an 18, a 15, and a 10, I think, and I sold 3 of them to fund my vacation out to Reno when we were living back in Texas for a spell. But the price on that bottle of 20 that I picked up was only $169, $189.
Yeah, back then, right?
You just can't find it.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways, Kevin, we're going to let you go, man. It's always great to see you. Can't wait for the show on Saturday night. It's the Best in the West Nugget Rib Cook-Off. It's free. It's on the plaza. So I know there's going to be a lot of folks not from Reno watching this video, but if you're in Reno, the Best in the West Rib Cook-Off, it's going to be stellar.
It is going to be a good time. We look forward to seeing you on Saturday.
Thanks, fellas. Nice to chat with you.
All right, man. We'll see you then.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.